All right. Hi, entrepreneurs. My name is Jess Loren with Brandless, and I am here at the Venture Forward Summit, Venture for Women in Diversity. And I'm live here with Genevieve Thayers of SitterCity and Chime, and she is this extraordinary entrepreneur, has done many amazing things in the startup field. And you may have known her product, SitterCity. So I'm going to let her talk all about it. Let's start with your journey as an entrepreneur.
Sure. It's been a while. My twins are 4, right? So I actually started SitterCity out of college in 2001. I saw a 9 months pregnant mother kind of walking up 200 steps posting flyers for a sitter and thought, gee, that's a space you can disrupt.
A pregnant woman walking up 200 steps to post a flyer.
Yeah,
okay.
She had no other option. So I created SitterCity back then, and it's been wonderful. I mean, ran it for 10 years. And now it's got new leadership. It's been wonderful. SitterCity has millions of users internationally. We're in the U.S., UK, Canada, and
U.S., UK, Canada.
U.S., UK, Canada, and basically what we are is just this wonderful place where you can go online and meet, hundreds or thousands of caregivers all around you. You can post a job, they come to you, or you can do a search. And what I love about what we do at SitterCity is that we have huge profiles on each sitter. It's got 42 different pieces of information. You can see references that you can call or email. You can see 5-star reviews like Amazon. The sitters post background checks that they run on themselves. It's all done through the system. So you just click it and you can see everything.
Interesting. So, you did this 10 years ago. And 15 years ago.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
As a female entrepreneur, how did you get started? How did you get funding? Did you fund it yourself?
It's a
we'd love
crazy
to know
story.
that story.
Well, and now I speak all over, the world about this, really. It was so hard to get funding. I was laughed out of rooms, 01, 02, 03, those were the hardest years where just me and a laptop kind of building the product. I think one of the things that women entrepreneurs face is that, and it was worse before, but, we run into a wall at the Series A. We're incredible at crowdfunding, particularly. But then when we get into a Series A room, because only about 4% of or venture capitalists are women, it's a lot of guys, and they may not understand the concept. 4% are actual venture capitalists.
Okay.
There's 6-7% has been thrown around, but that includes the vice presidents and different titles. And so when you think about actual VCs, I believe right now it's about 4%. And so women are slamming into this wall at the time of the Series A. I dealt with it a long time ago. Not only was I dealing with that, but also the dot-com crash. So I'm really thrilled that SitterCity did really great. We had a wonderful Series A and B, and that story's been wonderful. Actually, what I wanted to talk quickly about, too, is Chime. Yeah, our new on-demand caregiver app. So it's fantastic. You can find it in the App Store right now or at hellochime.com. But Chime is basically the on-demand model applied to sitters because we knew our moms don't have much time.
That was hellochime.com, spelled exactly.
Hellochime.com. That's yep, CHIME, Hello Chime. So it's the same model as a Instacart or Uber or Postmates, but a sitter shows up, and we do wonderful pre-screens. We do in-person interviews. We do background checks, ID verification. We scrape over 300 social media sites. So these are the Olympic athletes of our sitters.
So something comes up, I need a sitter like right now. I go to hellochime.com, and I've got a sitter that's vetted. I can trust them with my children.
Yeah, literally, you go in, you put the date and time. You could find someone for an hour from now. She'd be right here.
Wow.
It's spectacular. And one thing I'm telling a lot of moms right now is promo code ELECTION is a free 4-hour sitting, sitter cost included, because it's actually free to use the app. It's free to use Chime. You just pay the sitter, and we've standardized the rates in each market, so it's $15 an hour in Chicago, plus an extra $1 an hour per child.
So that was code ELECTION for free 4 hours.
Free $60. Get out there and vote, moms. I know it's hard to do with a baby
the voting
strapped
season.
on you. So we can help you get out there.
But I'd love to know more. We had a pre-chat before we started live interview, but you talked about getting funding and starting this potential fund. So I'd love to know more about that.
Well, I myself, after I left SitterCity, have done a little arts thing where I've been trying to, do something else for just a little while. But I've also funded up to 10 women companies in tech, actually a little more than 10
Wow.
with my own
That's
independent fund.
amazing.
Yeah,
Awesome,
and
Genevieve.
it's not a ton, but it matters, you know, like to be able to put 25,000 to 50,000 into this woman in tech, into that woman in tech. It's important because there are still so few of us. And so another thing that we were talking about that I'm just embarking on now, and this is more of a Chicago initiative, is hopefully raising a fund for women in tech. I think it's time.
It is time.
It's time. And so, you know, targeting
you've got
something around 20 million. And,
You've
you
got
know.
3 million other entrepreneurs here. Are you looking to have partners? Are you looking for
Yeah.
funding? So
if you have even remote interest in this, you know, anyone, whoever you are, please contact me. I mean, anyone can write me at any time. It's gthiers, GTHIERS at SitterCity.com. And I'd love to hear because, you know, right now, I mean, like, it's funny, I go out and I talk to people and they're like, yes, we need this, and you're not even raising enough. Like, they have so much faith and excitement in the women entrepreneurs, you know, in Chicago, but this would be a national fund. We would invest anywhere. And we certainly have, as well, the team here to analyze the businesses, to provide what they need to really jump forward. So again, I think it's time. And if anything, people are saying you're not raising enough. It shouldn't be 20 million fund. It should be a 50 million. So I hope we get there someday.
Give her some money.
But right now, we'll start at 20. And give us some money. We'll give you a lot more back. Is how this goes.
That's very true.
Investing in women is smart.
So today we're here at the Venture Forward Summit, and Genevieve is one of our speakers. Would you like to tell us about what you're going to speak about today?
I think definitely about you know, investing in women. I think what I'll probably be asked about and what I love to speak about around the country right now is about what happened. You know, I have this talk that I do and a ton of research. I'm sort of a researcher and activist in women in tech in general, and what happened and how to fix it. That and you know, affordable childcare for women are my two big, you know, platforms. But you know, back in 1984, some genius in a marketing room decided to market computers as gaming devices for boys, which built up this cult mentality, which we've all faced.
Right.
You walk into a room, you know, like as a high schooler that wants to code, for example, and, you know, like 90% boys turn around and you don't know those 3 stupid things you need to know to do the class, and then suddenly you're out.
Yes.
And so, you know, that combined with the Series A wall, those are the 2 biggest issues, this broken pipeline where, you know, just not even leading women into tech, and then those of us that make it are slamming into walls at the time of raising. So it's getting better, but it would be nice to.
What would you say are the tips that
more.
you've helped break through those Series A walls for other entrepreneurs who are experiencing the same situations?
Well, a couple things that I find with women primarily is that we tend to be shunted away from tech in the early pipeline. So I see a lot more women in marketing.
We just don't
and
even
sales.
get into it.
We don't even get into it. And, you know, my situation is kind of similar. I can code now, but my husband was the primary technologist. Yeah, some code. I mean, like a little bit, just some languages, you know. But that was something I always wanted to do. So I do it minimally. But, you know, it's. You know, a lot of people a lot of women particularly looking for someone in tech to work with them. So the first thing I'm advising a lot of them to do is just cross-train so that you know basic Ruby on Rails, basic front end, just having a sense you could guide a CTO.
Any programs that you would recommend in which to learn those platforms?
I love Code Academy online.
Code Academy.
But without real life experience, there's nothing you can do. You know, you've really got to get out there and just actually build things. One thing I would say is that, you know, a bunch of us in Chicago are starting to look at the education system, particularly college majors. It is time for a tech entrepreneurship major.
Yes.
One of the schools that's most active on this and doing spectacular work, actually, is the Farley School at Northwestern, the Farley School of Entrepreneurship. They're wonderful. Not only are their classes, I actually teach there, are, you know, 50% women and men, but they are at the forefront of this kind of thinking around actually training what technology companies need. Because right now, people are coming out and they're just not what, you know, it's very hard to hire in tech when you're running.
Yes, it is so very hard to
It is impossible. So, you know, clearly there's a disconnect there. Another thing I see women doing is not raising enough. And that's actually not something I ever blame them for, because I see us
just trying to get as much
more.
as we can.
Well, we can do a lot with a little, but interestingly, when you're going into this differently, thinking group, they tend to swing for the fences and say, oh, raise, this much. And, so I usually will just prepare them for the kind of thinking they're walking into and say, you are not raising enough. Here is why they think this way. And hopefully at some point, the VCs will urge us to take on a little less than they do now, and women will be raising a little bit more, and we'll just get that gap.
Let's get that 4% number up.
Because I did that. I mean, we all do that, but it's like we just think differently. We're trained differently. It's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. She's about to go on live at Venture Forward, but again, it's hellochime.com.
The promo code election.
Get
out there and vote, moms.
Get out there and vote. Well, thank you so much, Genevieve. Pleasure meeting you.
Oh my goodness! Look at that.